everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Leanna, and today we are talking about diversifying your business, which I think is a really timely topic right now. Also, at the end of the video, I am going to be reintroducing myself, give you a bit of background. For those of you that are newer to the channel, I just wanted to say hi and tell you a little bit about myself. All right, diversifying. Really important. I believe it is key to success for most people. I know that there are people that will swear that, okay, I'm only an eBay seller, that's where I do the best, that's all I want to do, and that's cool. I'm not talking to you guys. If you are having success on whatever platform that you are on and you like it, then absolutely go for it. However, right now, especially here in Canada, I know that I've had to put my Posh US closet onto vacation mode. I did choose to do that because the shipping with Stallion still has not been resolved. We still don't know for sure what's happening there. Apparently they're coming out with an announcement in the next couple of days. Well, fingers crossed everything works out. And on Poshmark Canada, because they rely just on Canada Post and Canada Post is on strike, nothing is moving. So the income from both of those platforms has dried up at this moment in time. Posh US, I'm still waiting for things to get delivered, so I still have stuff pending. So there's going to be a little bit with that, but I'm not selling anything right now. I'm going to wait and see what happens. On Poshmark Canada, I'm still open for business. I'm still doing what I do. Sidekick is sharing. Sidekick is relisting, which is good. And I'm sending out offers and everything else. But sales are slow right now because nobody can ship. So I can understand why somebody doesn't want to order something and not get it for like a month or 2 months, depending on how long this lasts. So I get that. It's fine. But I will still let Sidekick do its thing so I don't have to play catch up because the strike will not be forever. And it doesn't mean it's going to be over tomorrow. It just means it's not going to be forever. Something will happen, hopefully sooner rather than later. But it was a big wake-up call for me because I did focus on my Poshmark closets. That was my focus in our business. Now, as a business, Paul and I do list on eBay, Etsy, Depop now, and the two Poshmarks. And I was doing the Poshmarks. I did a little bit on the Depop, and I haven't done Etsy for a while. So it was a big wake-up call because I basically there's nothing I can do about Poshmark right now. I can list, but I mean, it's going nowhere. So I took it to me, okay, you know what? Take this time and start cross-listing. Don't rely on just one platform. For me, it didn't work. If you are having success on your Poshmark, or if you're having success with just eBay or whatever, absolutely go for it and do that. But always keep in mind that this business does fluctuate anyway, like naturally it does. It's a retail business, and it does fluctuate with the economy and whatever. These situations that I'm facing, though, are not economy-wise. It's not a fluctuation. It's sort of it's one of those things that we can't control. So I have been focusing on listing on eBay. I have been cross-listing all week my Poshmark to eBay and some to Depop. Not everything gets cross-listed, mainly because it might not be worth very much on eBay, so I'm not going to list a Torrid t-shirt for $10 because in essence I would probably end up losing money because of my cost of goods, my packaging, and everything else. So I am being a little bit picky, but not overly picky. I need to start focusing on listing some of my vintage over to Etsy because we can still use Etsy with Stallion. So I want to do that. That's going to be next week's chore. Depop it's not doing anything. We're getting some likes. We've gotten some offers that we accepted, and of course they're not paying. So it's but it's easy to cross list over, so I do it. We'll see what happens. Maybe I'm going to try boosting. I haven't done that yet. I want to do that. With this type of situation and relying just on one platform can cause problems. And I want to bring up this example. A few years ago, when Poshmark Canada brought us options in shipping. When they brought that out for 2 weeks, we had Canada Post, Pure Later, and UPS. And then they took it away in 2 weeks. And I don't know what exactly happened, so I don't want to, say, well, they should have kept it, in my opinion, because now they're only relying on one carrier, and right now sales are dead in the water because that one carrier is on strike. If they had kept the shipping options available, we could all be shipping UPS or Pure Later, because it would have been a contract, and they would have been okay with doing that because it's their label. But because Poshmark is relying on just one carrier, this is what's happening. So diversifying your business is one thing, having multiple streams of income. And you know what, there's lots of things that we can do. We can get part-time jobs, which is something that has always been in the back of mine and Paul's brain. It's like, well, can we just go get a job? Maybe that would be better. I'm keeping options open. I'm thinking about it right now just to see what happens. Because I don't know if I'm going to lose my Posh US. I do need to make up that income. So getting a part-time job will more than do that for sure, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so diversifying your business is one thing. Having multiple streams of income is another. And you know what, that could be almost anything. It could be selling on different platforms. It could also be getting a part-time job or relying on stocks and bonds if that's your thing, if you have that kind of thing. Affiliate links is another way to earn some extra income. I also have my YouTube income, which does help a little bit, which is good because I really enjoy doing this. Affiliate links, I do have a couple. I don't rely on them because I don't push them. I'm just not a pusher like that. They are down below in the description, and I just don't push them. I will talk about the companies. I have used all 3 companies. I've only got 3 down there. I've used all 3 companies before I became an affiliate, except for Sidekick, because everyone that signs up with Sidekick actually gets an affiliate link for sure. So anybody can use the Sidekick. If you are a Sidekick customer, you have a code that you can use. You can promote that into Facebook groups. You can promote it on Instagram. It might make you a little bit of extra money, just so you know. So that is different ways. I am thinking about getting a part-time job because I just want that security. And with the way that everything's happened over the last couple of months, part of me just wants that little bit of security every single week, with knowing, okay, I worked this many hours, I'm going to get paid this. So I'll see what happens. I'm just toying with the idea at the moment because I've said time and time again, I don't want to work for somebody else. So I don't know. We'll see about that. Anyway, I get all tongue-tied today. Today has been a day. It's been a really interesting week focusing on different things, so it's been a change. But I know Paul and I talked about, through chaos, sometimes good change happens, you grow. So I'm taking everything that's happening with the Poshmark for me as a Canadian as just a way to grow. So it's been really cool focusing on different platforms and learning new platforms. I'm going to be looking at Grailed. I'm not sure how I would use it, whether I could use it like a Posh US and ship through Stallion or what. I have to still find out more about it. If anybody out there sells on Grailed, let me know how it goes or give me some pointers. That'd be great, because it is another thing to explore. I'm taking this time to explore other options. That's what I'm doing. And I'm trying not to be overly negative about everything because, you know what, change happens. Every business goes through change. Walmart, it's not the same as it was 20 years ago. It went through changes, you know what I mean? So as the business owner, as the person that runs the business, it's up to me to change with the times. So that's what I'm focusing on right now. Okay, going forward, I'm going to reintroduce myself. So if you've been around for a long time, you don't have to stay if you don't want to. So, my name is Leanna. I have been reselling full-time for just over 5 years. And when I say selling full-time, it means this is my only income. My only income comes from reselling or reselling adjacent stuff, like we just talked about. I became a reseller. Well, Paul and I, when we met 14 and a half years ago, we used to go to auctions all the time. It was a date day and we had a lot of fun, and we bought some stuff with the eye of selling it on eBay. So Paul was sold, bits and bobs here and there for a while. So the idea was always in our heads, and we did have a booth at an antique mall type store for a while. We tried that. We did try going to flea markets ourselves and setting up tables. So we were doing that kind of stuff on and off for a couple of years before. What happened in 2019 is I was working a full-time grocery store job in a supervisor manager position, and I was made redundant. I was let go, I was made redundant, and my job no longer existed. And I took it as a blessing because it was a hugely toxic place to work. It was horrible. I mean, I met some really nice people, but the actual management of the business, the owners, horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. So I took it as a blessing. And at that same time, we were hearing the rumors that Poshmark was coming to Canada. So on the day that Poshmark launched here in Canada, actually the second day because of an Android user, they brought it out on iPhone first, I signed up for Poshmark. So that's how I started. It was just one of those things that we slowly progressed, and then Poshmark came, so I took the opportunity. I did start slow because I did not know about brands. I have been thrifting my whole entire life, and I would buy stuff because I liked it, not looking at the brand per se. I didn't know a lot about the high-end brands or what would sell. So I did take it slowly. But I really enjoyed doing it, and it was a lot of fun, and I got into doing it, and I remember buying into all the Poshmark stuff about PFFs and the community and oh, you have to love and whatever, and I've evolved from that because this is a business, and even though I love the community and I like the back and forth and I like learning from people and I like, talking to people about it, it's a business, and the emotion and all that kind of stuff really doesn't belong here. And I'm kind of an introvert in some ways, so like parties and things like that, they're just not my cup of tea. They actually really upset me. Sometimes I have to really know the people to be in a big crowd with them because it just irritates me. So I don't really go to all that. I have been part of a posh party during the pandemic. They didn't have actual in-person parties, but they did them online. I was a speaker at one of those. That was a lot of fun, honestly. I did win the Heart and Hustle when it came around. That was a program they had a few years ago, and you would apply, you would answer a whole bunch of questions, you put in a little video about yourself. So I did win that. I won the $500 USD prize, which was really, really cool. I did appreciate that. That was a lot of fun. But now I know I'm going away from Poshmark, even though it's very easy to list on, and I do like doing it, and I've loved learning about clothing and brands and stuff, but I think it's time to move away from that and have something a little more secure, so I have to diversify, which we talked about. As you can tell, I am an older person. I've made there's no secret there, and that's okay. Us older people know how to learn things and can jump in with both feet and be successful at this business. So when I started YouTube, I really appreciated those YouTubers that were honest about things, that were, down to earth. I'm not into those big YouTubers that tell you have to do it this way and do it this way, and like those kind of people. They just turn me off. There are a few YouTubers out there that are just very real people, and I really appreciated that. But I wasn't seeing people that looked like me. I was not seeing people that were a bit older or had the retail experience and coming into this and evolving into this. So I decided I wanted to get on YouTube and talk to myself in front of a camera. That's what I wanted to do. I have been doing YouTube, I think, now for 3 years. I think it's been 3 years. I'm pretty sure I started just after something like that. It's been 3 years. I should look up my dates. Anyway, I've been on YouTube for a few years. I enjoy it. I am loving coming on and talking about the things that are happening in my business. I tell you about my mistakes. I tell you about my good things, my bad things. I am not perfect. This is the channel where, you know what, you're not going to get me telling you, do it this way, do this, do this. I will say, hey, you might want to try this, or what do you guys do? Let me know and teach me. I'm just like you guys. Basically, that's what the channel is about, is just, I'm just a reseller, just like everybody else. I'm trying to make ends meet. I don't live in a big, beautiful home. I live in a smaller, beautiful home that I love. We did move 3.5 years ago so that Paul could pursue this reselling business full-time as well. We were living in just outside of the GTA, which is here in Ontario. That's just outside of Toronto. You know, with a mortgage and the whole thing. So that mortgage sort of dictated that Paul had to work still, or one of us had to work full-time still. And you know what? Paul just didn't want to do it anymore. He wanted to be doing this. So we decided to make a move. We've moved 3.5 hours away from that town. We are now in a smaller city, which we love. We absolutely love where we moved to. It's just a little bit far from friends and family. But the environment here, we love it. We're getting out, meet people, and the sourcing is good, and you know, the shipping's good. We're really happy. So Paul's been doing this for just over... Another thing you're going to learn is that I do get like tickles when I talk too much. Anyway, so that's sort of the history of us and where I want my channel to be. I want it just to be down to earth, and this is what my take is. What is your take? I encourage different opinions as long as they are respectful. Doesn't mean I will agree with you, but I will be respectful back if you are respectful with me. If you are rude, then I will stand up for myself. That is 100% true. You can disagree with me though. That's okay. I do not know everything. I know what works for me most of the time. Sometimes I have to try new things. Anyway, that's it for me babbling. I am done. I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend, and I'll be back Monday or Tuesday. We'll see. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Have a good day. Bye.